What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we have got some major news that has come out today on infrastructure and stimulus. Now, this is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update. Now, if you didn't know, right now Congress is actually in session, working through the weekend to try to get everything done for the infrastructure package. Now, as you know, there's two parts to this. There's the first part, which has got a bipartisan bill that is going forward. They're working on it, $1.2 trillion for traditional roads, bridges, and highways for regular infrastructure. Then the second portion we have is known as human infrastructure, which is going to be that stimulus package of $3.5 trillion. Well, you guys, we have got a lot of updates for you today. I've got a ton of video footage. We're going to just be diving right in. We're going to be hearing from Senator Bernie Sanders, who's going to be giving us the timeline, saying that they are going to be voting on stimulus, and it is going to be very soon. And that's right, stimulus, the second portion of the infrastructure package. They're ready to vote in the Senate this coming week. Now, in addition to that, we're also going to be hearing from Pramila Jayapal from the House, emphasizing that they need to have both parts ready, or they will not be passing anything. So you guys, the infrastructure bill, the first portion, it's gone through, and they're saying it's not going anywhere else until they get that stimulus package ready. And we're also going to be seeing video footage of this reiterated by AOC as well. And this is all happening this weekend, you guys. So we're going to be diving in. Take a look here. Senator Joe Manchin from the Senate, he's saying there's no guarantees that the reconciliation package will pass. But as I mentioned, take a look. AOC saying more than enough votes to prevent infrastructure from passing without reconciliation bill in the House. So you guys are saying you got to push both of them through, infrastructure and that human infrastructure or stimulus. Otherwise, the House will not pass anything. So we're going to dive right in, get you caught up on this update. Video footage of all of this stuff for you guys today, August 1st, 2021. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on infrastructure, stimulus, everything that's happening, be sure to take a second to smash that like button. Really helps out the channel. Thank you so much. And if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff. And don't forget, join me on Instagram at SteveRam3. That's the best way to get a hold of me if you have any questions for me. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. I've got video footage, and we're going to take a look at all this stuff that's been unfolding this weekend and how this week we could be seeing votes to pass more stimulus. All right, you guys, so first let's start off with AOC and Pramila Jayapal, who are going to be playing key roles in the House for passing the reconciliation and the infrastructure bill. And they're emphasizing to us that both of them need to be ready. The first portion for regular infrastructure and the second portion for human infrastructure or more stimulus. And then right after that, we're going to be taking a look at Bernie Sanders, who's going to be laying out the timeline for us. So let's go ahead and dive right in.
If there is not a reconciliation bill in the House, and if the Senate does not pass the reconciliation bill, we will uphold our end of the bargain and not pass the bipartisan bill until we get all of these investments in. And I want to be clear that the investments in the bipartisan bill are not all, candy land. There are some of these quote unquote pay-fors that are very alarming that we need to see the language on. For example, some of the language around privatizing public infrastructure, putting toll roads, leasing public infrastructure to private entities are very concerning and should be concerning to every American. So we really need to see that language and see what's put in there until it reaches, when it reaches the House. Bipartisan doesn't always mean that it's in the interest of the public good, frankly. Sometimes there's a lot of corporate lobbyist giveaways in some of these bills.
There you have AOC. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As she said, the House, they're not sold on the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Just because it's bipartisan, she said, doesn't mean it's candy land. There could be a lot of disturbing stuff in there, and they want to make sure that they agree with it first. And she said, unless there is also the reconciliation bill for stimulus alongside it, that they're going to uphold their end of the bargain, and they're not going to pass anything through. And let's take a look at what Pramila Jayapal had to say about this as well.
So let's talk about, we don't know what's in the bipartisan bill. Obviously, the much larger reconciliation bill, we have fewer details. I heard you say you want to see that reconciliation bill done before. Do you mean literally before, or do you mean in conjunction with or approximately at the same time?
No, we really need to see the reconciliation bill passed in the Senate before we can advance the bipartisan deal. And the reason is because it is very important that all 50 Democrats, including those who negotiated the bipartisan deal, understand that this is a twofer. You kill one, and I remember Joe Manchin saying this a week or two ago about the bipartisan deal. He was saying, if you kill the bipartisan deal, then the whole thing is off. Well, we got a message too, which is you kill or undermine the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package, the whole thing is going to collapse. So it is really important that we do these two things together. I believe we can do it, Ali. I just want to be clear. I really believe that we can get there. There is a tremendous amount of agreement, most importantly from the American people. Republicans, Democrats, and independents support this kind of investment because you know why? So many people are suffering across the country, and they want us to desperately and urgently address the needs that they are facing.
Man, so big talk there from Pramila Jayapal saying we have a message for the Senate. If you don't pass reconciliation, then we're not going to be passing any bipartisan infrastructure bill that you sent. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But they're saying this is a two-tandem deal. Both of these parts need to pass together, otherwise nothing is going through. Now, we actually got an update today from Bernie Sanders about this going through, and he's saying this is going to be going through here very soon. Take a look at this video footage.
But it still has a long way to go. But I mean, the vote Wednesday, does prove President Biden said that he could get the two parties working together. Do you see common ground?
Well, I see common ground on that issue, Eric. But on the bill that I am working on, which deals with some of the long-term structural problems facing working families, unfortunately, I don't see any bipartisan support. I think we're going to have to do it alone within the Democratic caucus because, unfortunately, my Republican colleagues are not interested in asking the wealthiest people in this country who are doing phenomenally well, the large profitable corporations, to start paying their fair share of taxes. I think we have to do that. We can raise substantial sums of money in order to invest in the needs of working families.
And that's going to be a separate bill from the one that will be passed bipartisan. As you said, you have no bipartisan support. The price tag on the bill you're proposing, it's about half of what you originally proposed, is around $3.5 trillion right now. You haven't even got support from everybody in your own party, do you?
No, that's not true. We have, there will be a vote on early next week, I believe. We will have 50 votes plus the vice president voting to go forward. What we have to do then, which is part of the process, I got, 50 members of the Senate. Everyone has a different perspective, different needs, and we're going to have to bring those together. But we have the votes to go forward.
Okay, so moving forward, is there room for negotiation when you've got a couple of holdouts like Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin who want the bill, they just don't want the price tag?
Well, there's going to be a lot of discussion about a lot of issues, but at the end of the day, I think what people in this country want, what members of the Democratic caucus want, is that at a time when the wealthiest people are doing phenomenally well, that maybe, just maybe, government starts representing the needs of the working class and the middle class.
So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as we heard Senator Bernie Sanders, who's leading the charge on the reconciliation process in the Senate, say they're going to be voting on this early this upcoming week. And he said, despite what we've heard about Kyrsten Sinema and Senator Joe Manchin, that they will have the votes. They're going to be passing this with all 50 unanimously, and Vice President Kamala Harris will be the tie-breaking vote to push it through to the House. Now, we have not heard a whole lot of details yet on this, as they said in the video, but as we get more information, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here in the channel. But you guys, huge, major breaking news that we're hearing right now, that this is all going to be happening next week, just as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said, before they go on their August recess in the Senate. So then when they get back in September, the House and the Senate go back into session, we'll see if they can pass this into law and they can provide more infrastructure and more stimulus. And you guys, like I said, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button. Just takes a second. Helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. And also, don't forget, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff: stimulus, Congress, the economy, unemployment. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, which is by far the best way to get a hold of me. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next video. Remember, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. guaranteed uploads, and also random videos throughout the day and weekends as news breaks. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.